things when I first saw it, but it actually has the old like 1930s wire spoke wheels. 1930s, just look to the front of it with this big bug eye light type thing you'd see back then.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't know if it's just a custom made deal or if it's truly something old. Is that 2 o'clock-ish?
So, 2 weeks post-surgery. This bit is a short segment. The 2-week mark isn't meant to be measuring progress. I went into Portland to do a check-in on my recovery. It was only 1 day with an eye chart exam, a medication review, a couple of photographs, and some ophthalmologists looking at my retinas. Everything looked like it should. And I have some good news. I get to get off some of my medications. First up, antiviral. Don't need that anymore. I've got my eye dilator, muscle relaxers to keep the eye, well, relaxed so it doesn't spasm. Don't need it anymore. Antibiotics, gone. I've got steroids, oral steroids, not gone, but I did go down on the dosage. It was almost halved, so nice on that. 5 milligrams, down to 35 from something much higher. Happy about that. They are the worst tasting I've ever had. Vitamin D and calcium supplements to go with the steroids. Still taking those. Oh, and this, I don't have to do this anymore. The eye patch. Supposed to wear it every night for a week. Of course, I had 2 surgeries, so 2 weeks. That, gone too. So, all I got left are those oral steroids, the calcium, vitamin D, and the eye drop steroids. 4 times a day. This visit, I was told I could do it 3 times a day, so yay for those too. At the 1 month mark, those will be going down to 2 times a day. Probably. That's all I have for this update. Again, everything looks fine. This was just to make sure that I was healing properly. They still aren't doing any serious testing yet. That'll be at the 1 month mark. See you then.